Good morning. Welcome to Meet the Masters. My name is Patti Warren, and I was an art teacher for a long time. I still teach a lot of adults, but I haven't taught a children's lesson in a little while, a couple years. So I'd like you to meet today a very famous artist named Vincent van Gogh. You've probably heard of him before, but I don't know if you know his whole story. Well, we'll talk a little bit about his story today, about how he grew up in the Netherlands and was kind of a sad and lonely kid. He was unhappy, and it was really hard for him to make friends. So one thing that he did find happiness in was painting. And he started out by painting the poor people who that he worked with. And he actually worked in a church at the time and painted scenes of them eating and farming, and which is about all they did all day long. He's famous for his style. And his style is very fluid, very filled with movement. And that's what he's famous for. His wavy lines, his swirling wind, his flowers just reaching to the sky in back and forth movement. Birds flying, blossoms flittering through the air after they're coming off the tree, which is what's happening in my yard right now. This is Vincent van Gogh, a self-portrait, a picture he painted of himself. And I'll scoot it in, and can't you just see that background? Look at all those wavy lines. Crazy, huh? Look at the wavy line in his suit to show the folds, in his beard to show the way the hair is growing, his eyebrows, the shadow under his eye. Just amazing. Well, like I said, he was a sad fellow, and this is the kind of thing he painted when he was starting out. And this is a picture of people eating their supper, and all they had for supper were potatoes. So they were peeling and cutting and eating the potatoes. That's what they had for supper. Look, not much color, not much happiness in that picture. 4 years later, when he's moved now to the south of France, look at this painting. Look at how he has embraced the color. He still has that curvy style. In fact, more than ever. And he was sick when he painted this. He was actually in the hospital and would go out to the hospital gardens and just sit and paint. And that's what he said, that's what made him better, was being able to see all this color and beauty around him. The painting we're doing today, I think, is his most famous, Starry Night. Look at this. So what a night sky is that? Look at the moon, the clouds, the stars. Everything is just swirling. The tree is swirling, the mountains. The only straight lines are the rooftops. So if we break that down into a black and white, this will be kind of where we're going. If we make this even simpler, wow, okay, that's doable. We can draw that. Okay, so let's just get a little warm up and practice. You'll need a pencil. I'm going to use a black marker so it's easier for you to see, but I want you to practice on your practice paper with a pencil, and we are going to start with some movement. All right, folks, let's practice some wavy lines. How about, ooh, I'm feeling looser already. How about some that go up and down? Some that are really tight wavy, and some are looser wavy. Looser, even back and forth over each other. Okay, some curves. Really show movement. That's how all artists show movement in their paintings. What about some circles? Spirals, round and round and round and round. Okay, I'm doing another. How's yours looking? Now, what about some of these Starry Night shapes? Like you follow a shape and then swirl it in. Let's follow this again. Ooh, I'm just copying it. Swirl. Coming out through it, going over here. Down here, I've got a little more space. I'm just going to put in some swirls with tails. Up here, I've got room for one more. I don't know what these look like. Kind of like comets, I guess, flying through the stars, like shooting stars. Or like fiddlehead ferns. Okay. Feeling warmed up? Good. I hope so. So, folks, now take your real paper and with a pencil, draw. I'm using a marker so you can see it. Draw a line that starts about halfway up your paper and comes down almost to the bottom. And I am going to put in here that big tree with my wavy line. You think you can do that? What does that look like? Puff of smoke or something. Okay, that's all we need for now until we work on this sky a little bit. I'm starting way over here, and I am going to start with some of these big spirals. And another one. And a smaller one right in here. And just some random bigger and smaller ones here and there. This is very, very lightly with your pencil. Okay, because now what you're going to do is go over those lines so we can keep them white in our painting. That's going to be what our painting look like, a lot like Vincent's. Okay, I'm using a white crayon and a yellow crayon, and I think I will use even a pale blue. So now I'm going over, I'm pressing down really hard, and I'm going over my swirly lines. And in my example, I'm using a yellow crayon, but you please use your white or silver or gray or light blue or yellow. And up in this corner, we're really doing a wicked spiral, because that's going to be our moon. And then I'm just doing some waves. Great. Okay, I'm switching colors. And with this new color, I'm just adding some little bit of highlights. I'm not doing everything, just a little bit now and then. Okay, so that now when we're ready to paint, it's going to be perfect. Okay. Try not to get too much crayon here near the tree. On the tree, I should say. Okay, now I'm going to use my blue watercolor. Dipping my brush in the water. Taking a dark blue and mixing it. Maybe even a little purple in there. Yeah. Now what's going to happen, and you probably figured this out already, is that the crayon is going to act as a resist when I paint in my sky. Okay, I'm going to leave the tree a little bit undone there. And bring this down to about here. Oh, starting to look good. Okay, I am going to take a little more purple and add some swirls of my own with the background color. Okay, maybe just a touch of blue down here at the edge of the... Couple places I'm bringing this down because I want it to come right to a rooftop. Okay. How's the stars looking on your painting? I'm using a very dark green. In fact, I'm mixing some green with that same blue that I already had mixed and painting in my tree. I'm using a big flat brush, but I still can make the lines wavy. And I want that to be even darker. Now with watercolor, you need, if you're painting something dark, you need to have a lot of paint with your water. So there, I just mixed and mixed. They're a little bitter. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for a minute, and it sure won't take long today because I want to go back in now and draw in a few of these details. So what I am seeing here in my picture is a church steeple, the church roof. It's all straight lines. Some houses back here. One comes out like this and down further. This is up here a little more. I don't see many chimneys, but I do see lots of roofs. Okay, so those are almost just drawing squares, aren't they? I'm putting in a few smaller trees here, even a little bit of detail swirl inside my tree that's already there. Back here, we might see some trees in the distance. We are ready to paint those. I'm going to use my flat brush again because I like it. I'm tapping it to my paper towel first to get a lot of the runoff, and it's a nighttime. This is Starry Night. So the colors are dark and shadowy. The best colors for shadows that every artist uses is purple. Okay, so I am going to make a couple purple roofs here, 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 even the roof there, maybe even this one here. Okay. I'll add a little black. I don't use too much black in my paintings, but I will keep it a grayish black. Okay. We need one other color in there. That's just a little bit of contrast. I think I'm going to, if you know this about me, I love red, so I'm adding a little red to my purple and doing that. Okay, so I'm keeping my steeple kind of white and just putting a little edge of shadow in there. A touch up here. Okay, we can go back now and paint in some trees. Doesn't matter if we have some blue sky over it, we will just cover those up and we will have our painting of Starry Night, just as beautiful as Vincent van Gogh, who would like to say goodbye to you and keep painting.